Hey everyone, welcome back to Walt and Sarah's channel. Today I'm going to teach you how to do my little applique hack. First I'm going to start by using some extra fabric that I have laying around, and I'm just going to hoop it. I'm not using any type of stabilizer on the top nor the bottom, but I am just hooping the fabric directly into the hoop. And while I work on that, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button and giving us a thumbs up, it really truly helps us out. Even if you don't like the video, it truly does mean a lot to me. Now this is where things get a little tricky. We need to trace out our design without doing the stitch that holds down the applique material and not doing the satin stitch, which is how most appliques are designed when you buy them or download them. As always, remember to trace your design. I am using a Brother multi-needle machine, so this is how I skip over stitches or parts of the stitch to get where I need to go. When I downloaded this file, it came in a rainbow of colors at different steps. So I changed everything to black because I am a visual person that wants my stitches to be black. I want everything to match up right away. So, and then once you stitch out each letter, you're going to stop your machine. Depending on how that looks like with your machine, on this Brother one, there's a hand and you click it and then it will stop after that particular stitch. On my single needle, you have to manually stop it by changing out the colors. So as the machine is working, you can be working on the shirt or sweater, whatever you are planning to embroider on. I am using just a plain black t-shirt. It is already folded in half, as you can see. Then I like to leave this little line all the way down the center. I do little messy stitches. Then I take my ruler and do more of a straight line straight down. And I kind of just use this as a guidance, because I use my machine to really line up what I'm embroidering on. Once I'm done drawing the center line, I'm going to take 2 pins and I'm going to do them about the size of my image. The word mama is about 3 inches high. It's 2.96, so we're going to say 3. So I'm going to measure 3 inches from where I want the top of my design to be to the bottom. And that's where I'm going to put my pins. This is also going to help me when I put my stabilizer on there. This way I'm not wasting a lot. I'm able to cut it down pretty close to what the design size will be. Then I'm also able to line it up so that way my design stays on the stabilizer rather than go all over the shirt. And especially because we are working with a thin t-shirt, it's super important that we get 2 thick layers of cutaway stabilizer onto the backing and make sure our design actually goes onto it. So this is where the true hack comes in. What I'm going to do now is actually cut out my letters. So my machine pretty much traced out my design, which is just mama, and now I'm going to actually cut out these letters. Now working with this material, this is just cotton fabric that I got from Joann's. So what you need to do is kind of cut further outside of the lines. At this point, all I'm showing you guys is how I'm going to hoop my shirt. We'll get the stabilizer on there and then officially hoop the shirt, get it back on the machine, and then I'm going to show you how I stick on the letters. Now I am going to go as far as showing you 2 different ways to do this. You can either leave your design on the machine and then try to line up your letters that way, or you can remove the hoop. So I'm going to do the first M by leaving the shirt on the machine, and you can see how that turns out compared to actually finishing out the AMA, tracing it out, pulling it off the machine, spending a little bit of extra time and an extra bit of temporary adhesive to stick my letters in place. Now there is another way of doing this, which is very similar, but you're going to use heat and bond light. And I understand a lot of people don't like to use a heat press while you are doing your embroidery because it does loosen up your material from your hoop. And it is an extra step, and oh, heaven forbid we put an extra step in there. But it does keep your applique super crisp and keep it in line. So my next video, we will go over that, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way you can catch it when I get it uploaded. All right, but back to this video. So right now my machine is tracing out the first M. Then I'm going to go ahead and just kind of sloppy spray it with some 505 temporary adhesive, and then I'm going to do my best to line it up. However, I do have to get underneath of all these needles and all this mess to try to line it up. So I already know in my heart it's not going to be precise. It's not going to be perfect. It's just going to kind of be on there. So I'm not expecting the best results. But now that I have the letter on there, and be careful with your fingers, of course, now I'm going to do that second step of the applique. So the first one traces it, and then the second one kind of keeps your letter in line there. Now you can already see that it is not lining up the greatest. It's moving around like crazy. I didn't use enough 505. It's not really the best. I'm trying to use a ruler. Now a little pro tip I did find from another, I think it was a Facebook group. There was a lady who suggested using a rubber spatula to hold down your applique, and that is absolutely genius. She actually showed it with a needle pressed down inside of it. The needle did catch it. So, I mean, as bad as it is to waste your spatulas, it's better than your finger, or even using the wooden roller where if that needle would have hit it, it would have probably messed up my machine. Not to jump ahead, but once my shirt was finished, completely finished, I had all 4 letters done. I know I did have to spend some time cleaning up the edges just because of this cotton fabric that I decided to use. My absolute favorite thing to applique with would have to be HTV vinyl because it just rips right up, and it's so clean, and you don't have to do any real trimming afterwards because your thread and your needle trims it up for you and creates those lines. It's so nice. Second on my list would definitely be felt. I love doing applique with felt because it is so forgiving. Once you trim it up, if you miss any bit of it, you can just go ahead and take your scissors, slice it up again, and it's just, again, it's so forgiving. Like, you don't have to worry about the little frails on the side. As you can see the M on the left here and how messy and sloppy it is. That is really because of the fabric that I'm using underneath and just having a bad lineup. But as you can see from the A already, without doing any trimming or anything, touching it up, the A looks so good. Just taking it off the hoop, lining up the letter, and keeping it tacked down as best as I could. So yes, guys, I really hope that video was at least a little bit helpful for you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and I truly appreciate y'all taking the time to watch my video. I'll see you next time. Bye!